up, guys? Back with the SRT4. On to the next step to get it ready for autocross. Today we're going to be replacing the brake fluid. The brake fluid that's in it now, I'm assuming, is original, so about 16 years old. The fluid that we're putting into it is Motuls RBF 600. In all actuality, I don't need brake fluid this serious doing autocross, only because usually the races are less than a minute long. If I was doing actual racing, this would be a little more applicable, but since the fluid is so old, I'm going to go ahead and replace it with some quality brake fluid, especially since this stuff's only like $10 a quart. So stick around and we'll get started. Alright, so the first step's going to be to open up the reservoir. You want to make sure you get any dust off from around the surface. This here. You're going to want a cup to collect your brake fluid, and I use a turkey baster. Just going to get a lot of the fluid out quicker than bleeding it all from the rear. So you can see, fluid's not terrible, but we're going to replace it anyway since we're in here. So now, once you got most of the brake fluid out, you're gonna go ahead and add the new brake fluid in. You see when I open this cap, I poke a vent hole at the top. It just helps prevent any spilling. So we'll return the cap and move on to the right rear to start the bleeding. So to bleed the brakes, I'm going to be using this little Harbor Freight bleeder. It's nothing fancy. Basically, you got a vacuum creator, you pump the handle, the vacuum builds up. See that? Goes from there to a reservoir, another hose to your actual fitting. I have grease in there. Basically the grease is so sometimes when you clip this on the actual nipple of the brake caliper, the seal is good but not the best, so I throw a little grease around there just to help with the seal. Because basically if you start to pump this and it creates vacuum and your seal isn't good, it's slowly going to bleed out, and that's going to result in airing your brake line, which will give you a squishy brake pedal or no brake at all, and you crash and die. But worst case scenario. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start the process. Now the brake fluid is pretty much clear, if you can see that. So go ahead and stop the bleeding process. Make sure the brake fitting is tight. Good to go. So we just got the first corner done. You can see there how dirty the fluid was. It's kind of got a cloudy look to it, if you can see that. So first corner done, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the other corners and wrap this job up. I got the brakes pretty much finished up. I didn't video every corner just because it's kind of redundant. Pretty self-explanatory. Empty the master cylinder, fill it with fresh fluid, start at the farthest corner, bleed it, and work your way closer. The only thing left to do now is basically test drive, make sure my brakes work. Also, while I was under there, I adjusted my emergency brake cable. For some reason, it was engaging very high in the pool, so I had to adjust it to get it down a little bit, just to make it a little easier when parking. So, but caveat, some of the next things I got to do is I have a catless downpipe to install. I just got coilovers in, got them off a buddy, so I'm in the process right now of just kind of cleaning them up. I have to get a few parts for them. I did get the BC Racing coilovers, so that's pretty cool. And then I was at Carlisle, Pennsylvania, just the other day for a swap meet, and I got a pretty good score on some slicks. Let me show you them real quick. So I picked up 4 slicks. They have, they're used, but going by the tread depth indicators, they still have about 3/16 of an inch of tread left, which is a lot. You can still see the center bead on them. They're obviously really dirty because I had to roll them through the dirt. But if you're wondering what they are, they're G-Force BF good wrenches. They're 215 40 R17. It says 610, but that converts to about a 40. So I'm not sure what wheel I'm going to mount these on, but I got them for $75. I really couldn't pass the deal. But yeah, solid deal. I mean, really good deal. So I don't know if I'm going to mount those on the wheels that I have already ordered, or if I'm going to mount those on the stock one for actual track events.